use and value the diversity. So as just now I could hear some of the words of Gopalji. This is where exactly in permaculture, I think there's valid questions, but coming to this slide, it shows the diverse is the key. So how functionality of diversity is not an element, not as in one single produce I'm talking about. It's a totality. The diversity make more value. I think in permaculture, we look at the totality production, not just the byproduct of anything, also we value it. But normally in regular, conventional, or traditional, whatever the farming we are talking about, I think we will only net produce, we will only calculate. I think in permaculture, we value the diversity, how many kinds of the crops we are growing, what is there, there's a subsistence farming basically we are talking about. And in large scale, I never worked it under 200 acres. I think the large scale, how it works, I don't know, but I'm working with the small and marginal farmers. I think there, as long as they are happy, I am happy. So that's what I'm looking at. I'm not looking at the beyond that. There are people to look at beyond that, but I am the person looking at the only where I'm working with the small and marginal farmers. This using this diversity, I think they are happy to get their basic nutrition, basic food grains. I think with that kind of diversity, they are happy. I'm working with those kind of diversity, diversity of crops, diversity of thinking, diversity of people, diversity of ideas. I think this is exactly we derived from this diversity from the nature. That's why permaculture is most of the thing is, most of the time we'll think about the mimic the nature. Then the nature is almost all diversified. I think this crop, these trees, these people, these kind of varieties which we are making them to available with our small intervention, small effort. I think people are working on their own lands to get the nutritional food, as long as talking about the use and value, the diversity principle is very, very strong in permaculture. Yeah, these are some of the produce from the farm. I think this is a number of varieties. You can see the diversity of fruits, diversity of the seeds, diversity of the life on the soil. We are not only looking at the end product. I think because of the diversity of life in the soil, the life in the water, that made this diversity of food is possible. That is a connection between the food and the water and the soil. I think we cannot separate any one of these things. What kind of biological life in the soil, what kind of life in the water, how they improve the quality of life of your by giving this kind of fruit diversity. Yeah, these are vegetables. This is one of the very, very common across in this rural area. This is a diversity in vegetable they are using, but we lost the genetic resources. Totally, I think this erosion is happening. Not only most of the time we talk about the save the water, save the soil, save the diversity also, save the genetic resource also. These are one of the great slogan. I think normally we'll focus on one or two issues, but when you come to the in totality, we look at the genetic resource of is totally erosion is happening. How you want to diversify resources to be saved and more extinction happening. I think how you can use them in a diversity form. I think this is where exactly we are trying to grow some of the kinds of vegetables. These are very, very important for the local, rural, even the urban people also. The diversity, genetic erosion is genetical erosion is happening. How we wanted to revive them, I would want to grow. I think where they grow also very important. The soil and water is, I think the symbiotic relationship between soil and your crop and produce and water. I think how you look at as an issue, how you can bring them together to see as a result of that, we are able to get this kind of diversity in the small and marginal farmers' fields. Yeah, the diversity of the vegetables and the seeds. I think, and you can see the number of varieties of seeds. The seeds which we have it here. I think we are maintaining about in this region. There's dry land. Dry land normally people think is not much resourceful. I think dry lands are more resourceful. I think the wetlands are, I'm not saying is not resourceful. It may be resourceful, but where you are living, what you are doing, you think that is a resourceful. How much diversity you have, what kind of water you have, what kind of soil you have, what kind of seeds, genetic resources you have, you work with them. I think in our seed bank today, we are maintaining almost 50 to 58 varieties of seeds. Is indigenous, most of them are heirloom. I think this kind of diversity we are looking. I think we are looking for the number of varieties which we are able to grow in the small and marginal farmers' fields.